What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to be discussing the first official sequel in the View Askew universe, as well as the reopening up of the View Askew universe saga, 2006's Clerks II. Starring Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson, Rosario Dawson, Trevor Furman, Jennifer Schwalbach, Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Jason Lee, Ben Affleck, Wanda Sykes, Earthquake, and Ethan Suplee. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, we're here with our first official sequel in the View Askew universe, as well as the reopening of the book, per se, of the View Askew universe, since God herself had closed the book at the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Clerks II. And our film begins, and it's been 10 years since the events of the first Clerks film. Dante Hicks goes to open up the Quick Stop for the morning, only to find that the store is on fire. Apparently, Randal had left the coffee pot on when he closed the night before. Since the Quick Stop and the adjacent RST video store have been destroyed, Dante and Randal begin working at a Mooby's fast food restaurant alongside Elias and their manager, Becky. So basically, whereas in the original film, we were more of a mom and pop atmosphere with a Quick Stop, kind of a no-name convenience store, an RST video, kind of a no-name video store. Now we're in corporate America. 1 year later, Dante is planning to leave his minimum wage lifestyle in favor of family life in Florida with his fiancée, Emma Bunting, whose father is going to provide them with a home and a business to run. Afraid of losing his best friend, Randal becomes resentful towards Dante and Emma. We then catch up with Jay and Silent Bob, who have followed Dante and Randal and now loiter outside of Mooby's. Even though they still continue to sell drugs, Jay and Silent Bob are 6 months sober after having been arrested for possession and sent to rehab. After their release, they have become devout Christians. During his final day at work, Dante tells Becky that he is worried about dancing at his wedding. So she takes him up to the roof of the restaurant in order to teach him some dance moves. By mid-song, Dante begins to let go of his inhibitions and begins to actually dance. Once the song ends, Dante, all caught up in the moment, confesses his love for Becky, who then reveals to Dante that she is pregnant. Apparently, Dante and Becky had a one-night stand once the restaurant had closed a few weeks prior. Becky tells Dante not to tell anyone about her pregnancy, but he tells Randal anyways, causing an angered Becky to leave when she finds out. Randal encourages Dante to leave the restaurant and search for Becky. That way, Randal can set up Dante's surprise going away party, a donkey show entitled Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud, complete with a fog machine. When Dante returns, he mistakes the fog for a fire and calls the fire department. Upon discovering that it is not a fire, Dante proceeds to watch the donkey show along with Randal, Elias, Jay, and Silent Bob. During the performance, They discover that Kinky Kelly is the donkey, while the man that Randal thought was the pimp is actually the sexy stud. Becky eventually returns and admits that she too is in love with Dante. As they embrace and kiss, Emma arrives. She throws her engagement ring at Becky and dumps a cake that she had made for Dante over his head before angrily storming off. When the police and fire departments arrive, they arrest Dante, Randal, Elias, the sexy stud, Jay, and Silent Bob. Although they are informed that they will be released soon, Dante blames Randal for ruining his life and expresses his eagerness to begin a Randal Graves-free existence. Randal condemns Dante for his willingness to live his life according to other people's standards and for walking out on their friendship. During the argument, Randal proposes that they buy the Quick Stop and reopen it themselves. Dante points out, though, that neither one of them have that kind of money to buy the stores. When Jay pipes up and points out that he and Silent Bob do. Jay and Silent Bob are willing to loan Dante and Randal the money, provided that the pair can hang out outside of the Quick Stop and deal their drugs without having the police called upon them. Randal accepts the offer, but Dante is uncertain, which prompts Randal to emotionally confess his fears of losing Dante. Moved by Randal's confession, Dante agrees to the proposition, and once he is released from jail, he proposes to Becky, who happily accepts. After the Quick Stop and RST Video are rebuilt, Elias applies for a job at the video store, and after toying with him a little bit, Randal hires Elias. Our film comes to its close with the two stores open under the management of Dante and Randal, as Randal states that today is the first day of the rest of their lives. You know, I was kind of curious what they were going to do with the sequel to this when I first heard about it, because the original was so good and pretty much hit on every beaten point that you deal with in retail. But taking them out of the mom and pop environment and throwing them into the corporate structure was the best thing they could have done for them, because there's a huge difference between mom and pop and corporation. And especially when you're dealing with something like a Movies, like a McDonald's, that has that worldwide recognition, as opposed to the local hole-in-the-wall diner that only you and a few friends know about. Big difference. And I love how they were able to expand and expound on the universe. You know, they were able to bring Ben Affleck and Jason Lee back into the film, completely different characters, considering neither one of them was in the original Clerks. And rather than having them revisit one of their established characters within the franchise, they just created something new for them. Jason Lee especially, I think, has to get some serious props for this film, because he was knee-deep in filming My Name is Earl at the time. And he literally had one day off in production. And he went to where Kevin was shooting, did his scene, and went right back to production on My Name is Earl. Ethan Suplee as well, who was on My Name is Earl. But Jason Lee more so, because he had to keep his My Name is Earl facial hair. because he only had that one day off. He could not shave it to revisit a character and then go back to the set of Earl. Hence the reason why he looks the way he does in the film. So you definitely got to give some to Jason Lee for his dedication, his devotion to Kevin Smith, who really helped make him a household name in being willing to do that. When it comes to my rating for Clerks II, I definitely like it better than the original. So I'm going to have to go with 4.5 out of 5 because I gave the original 4 stars. The addition of Rosario Dawson, amazing. Everything that she touches seems to be gold. Trevor Furman as Elias, we all know that guy at our job who's just like Elias. And it added that whole other dynamic to the Dante Randal vibe. The whole Lord of the Rings segment of the film, I cannot stop laughing at. I don't care how many times I see it, because I fell asleep during the first film. And I've yet to go rewatch it or attempt to visit any of the others in the series. So when Randal makes fun of those films, I'm all about that. Especially when he's comparing it and contrasting it with the Star Wars trilogy, which, hello, we've already established this past May that I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I love that aspect of it. Bringing Wanda Sykes and Earthquake in for their little cameo, I thought was a nice touch as well. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of Clerks II, those of you that have seen it? If you've seen it, you're enjoying the live stream, let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later on in the show, later on in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. All the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. It's still summertime for another month or so. Beach bonfires, pool parties, barbecues. Go to the Teespring store, get yourself a tank top, and choose from the Renegade J.J. Williams or Meachamania. Either one's the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content, my daily videos? If so, go to that PayPal link. Send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, I'm not monetized yet, trying to get my viewership hours up. So the only way I'm going to make a few bucks right now is if you out there go to that PayPal link and send me a small donation. Don't want to send money? That's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls on the bottom of the screen there. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. Keep in mind it's my birthday month, so select a movie that you'd like to see me review. When it comes, I open it up on Renegade Recap. I'll give you guys a shout out. And likewise, when I work it into one of my theme months and I can sit down, watch it, review it, give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love and respect that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we close the book officially this time, for now, on the Viewisk universe, with 2019's Jay and Silent Bob reboot, starring Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Harley Quinn Smith, and all the other regulars that you would expect to pop up in a Viewisk universe film, as well as some that you wouldn't expect. And we'll get more in detail to those tomorrow, kind of leave those as a surprise. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you guys. Likewise, all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a daily basis and show me that support. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.